While some buyers are fighting for premier properties in places like downtown Greenville and paying premium prices, budget-conscious buyers are snatching up very similar homes for 20, 30, and even 40% less than just 20 minutes away from downtown Greenville. In fact, just last week in one of the suburbs that we're going to talk about today, we got a buyer under contract for 10% less than list price when the market average list to sales price ratio right now is 98.5%. Honestly, one of the best deals I've seen a buyer get in quite some time. So in this video, we are going to cover the hidden gems here in the Upstate, from budget-friendly options to high-end luxury homes. And my promise to you is this: by the end of this video, you'll have a lot more clarity on where you should be looking in the Greenville area for your next home. Let's do it. As always, my friends, my name is Sawyer, your friend in real estate here in the upstate of South Carolina, and it's our goal with this channel that we are your #1 resource for all the things that you need to know about your relocation to the upstate. We aim to provide you with the most relevant, the most reliable, the most practical information that you can find on the internet about the upstate. And my team and I are well on our way to help well over 100 families this year in 2025 with their real estate transactions, and we would love to add you to our client family. So please do me a favor, email me at my email below or shoot me a text at my cell phone number below, and let's get you home here in the upstate. Now, we are going to cover a lot of places in this video, so be sure to stick around until the end so that you're not missing any information that might be valuable to you. And first up, let's talk about Fountain Inn. And if you're looking for value and you're willing to live up to 30 minutes away from downtown Greenville and about 15 minutes from the nearest grocery store, then Fountain Inn should be on your radar. Remember, Fountain Inn is just below Simpsonville, and it's right in the path of progress as development continues to move south down Interstate 385. This is a small town suburb of Greenville with a quaint, historic downtown that locals are passionate about preserving. You'll see festivals, a farmer's market, local shops and restaurants, and here's the thing: people who live in Fountain Inn love Fountain Inn. The schools here are a part of the Greenville County system and feature the esteemed Rudolph Gordon Elementary as well as the newer Fountain Inn High School. Another big bonus is that the Swamp Rabbit Trail expansion is coming to Fountain Inn. A brand new section is in the works that will connect Fountain Inn north into Simpsonville, adding even more walkability and recreation to the area. When it comes to real estate, this is where your dollar stretches just about the furthest of any suburb that's in the path of progress and still within 30 minutes of downtown Greenville. The starting price point here is in the mid $200,000, and yes, you can still find a home in our area for under $300,000 if you look hard enough. Upgrade slightly and you're looking at the low 300s, where most of the inventory is either brand new or less than 5 years old in Fountain Inn. And don't think this area is just about affordable housing. You can easily spend over $500,000 in neighborhoods like Parkland Hills or Whisper Walk here in Fountain Inn. Now next we'll go to Travelers Rest, or TR as the locals call it, which has transformed over the last decade from a sleepy little mountain town into one of the coolest suburbs in the upstate. Sitting just 20 minutes north of downtown Greenville, it's the perfect spot for people who love the outdoors but don't want to be too far from downtown Greenville. 5 years ago, when someone spent $500,000 in Travelers Rest, you kind of raised your eyebrows a bit, but now it's commonplace. The Swamp Rabbit Trail runs straight through downtown TR, and it's packed on weekends with bikers, walkers, and families heading to brunch or the farmer's market. Add in the mountain views, hiking at Paris Mountain State Park, and a craft beer, and the foodie scene that rivals bigger cities, and you've got a place that's incredibly appealing to both locals and newcomers. Real estate in Travelers Rest has been hot for several years now. In the $500,000 to $700,000 range is where you're going to find most inventory here in Travelers Rest, from modern farmhouses to craftsman-style homes and mountain view properties, or even new developments steps away from the Swamp Rabbit Trail right in downtown Travelers Rest. There's also off-market lots that I actually have access to that you can build a home on for $600,000 to $800,000. And if your budget is larger and you can push into a higher price bracket, then custom builds on acreage come into play for you, or even homes in the Cliffs communities, which we've talked at length about on the channel, where prices can climb well into the millions. TR is one of those places where people move for lifestyle first, and the homes and the price points just follow as a secondary thought. Now let's move over into Easley, which is west of downtown Greenville. And if you want a true blend of small town charm with easy access to Greenville, Easley should be on your list. Easley sits about 20 minutes west of downtown, and it's the kind of place where you can enjoy a slower pace of life without giving up conveniences. Easley's downtown over the past few years has gone through a revival of the sorts. There's new breweries, coffee shops, restaurants, developments like the Silos, plus local boutiques that draw in not only locals, but people from neighboring towns. And for outdoor enthusiasts, Easley connects directly into the Doodle Trail, a 7-mile paved trail that runs all the way to Pickens into the mountain region. It's perfect for biking, walking, or just getting outside, and locals love it. Another thing locals love is the convenience. If you're living in Easley, you're close to Woodruff Road, and you're close to downtown Greenville, and you're close to Interstate 85, and you have access to Clemson, and you have access to Lake Keowee. So Easley's got pretty much everything that you're gonna need, except for those big box stores like Costco or Whole Foods, for example, or Trader Joe's, because pretty much everything that you're gonna need is right there in Easley. Schools here are either in Pickens County or Anderson County, and the schools here are highly reputable, like Powdersville or Wren, which are both in Anderson County school districts. Now on the real estate side of things, you kind of have a bit of everything. You have primarily older homes in Easley, but over the last 10 years, we've seen a lot of development in this area. The sweet spot for development price-wise is in that $350 to $550 price range, and a lot of these developments over in this Easley, Powdersville, or Wren area are gonna feature larger lots, which a lot of our clients really like. And if you're looking on the higher end of things, or maybe you just want new construction with extra garage space and own a larger lot, check out communities like Legacy or Hinton Farms by Distinguished Design. Those are some awesome communities coming to Easley in the lower part of Pickens. Now next up is a town that we haven't talked a ton about, and that is Duncan. Duncan is one of those suburbs that just a few years ago barely made people's relocation list. But today it's exploding with growth, sitting right along Interstate 85, and in that Highway 290 corridor, there's a lot of commercial development, both industrial, retail, and residential here. Duncan is perfectly positioned right in between Greenville and Spartanburg, which makes it incredibly popular with people who work at BMW, Michelin, or any of the other major employers on the Interstate 85 corridor. And as an added benefit, the schools here are highly reputable, which attracts both developers and families. And when it comes to real estate here in Duncan, Duncan is practically the capital of new construction. Drive through town and you'll see communities going up on almost every corner, especially in that $300,000 to $450,000 range. Yes, Duncan is marginally more affordable than many of the suburbs over in Greenville County, and you can buy a brand new home, 3 to 4 bedrooms with an open floor plan, granite or quartz countertops, and a community with neighborhood amenities like a pool and a playground for under $450,000 here in Duncan. Stretch into the upper 400s and you'll find larger floor plans with bonus spaces, covered porches, and upgraded finishes that you may not find below $450,000. And the big thing to know about Duncan is that you get a lot of house for your money compared to many parts of Greenville County, which is why so many first-time homebuyers and retirees who are budget conscious are choosing Duncan. Now, the one downside of Duncan, much like Powdersville, much like Taylor's, is that there's no true downtown here. It's more of, hey, here's Highway 290, and now you just went through Duncan. But the convenience of being able to reach both Spartanburg and Greenville so easily is exactly what makes it attractive for a lot of people. Next up is Greer, and Greer is one of those suburbs that truly has a little bit of everything. On one end, you've got a revitalized, walkable downtown with restaurants like Select, coffee shops like Barista Alley, and parks scattered about downtown and different sections of Greer. And you'll also find in Greer neighborhoods with half-acre lots and quiet tree-lined streets, as well as new construction scattered about Greer. Greer straddles both Greenville and Spartanburg counties, so your school options are going to depend on where you land. Popular choices include Riverside High School on the Greenville County side and Burns on the Spartanburg side. Real estate here ranges widely. You'll be able to occasionally find that older home closer to $300,000, but in that $400,000 to $550,000 bracket, that's where the sweet spot in Greer is. And that's where you're going to find plenty of traditional two-story homes in family-friendly subdivisions or older homes in established neighborhoods for both young and older buyers. Now, when you push into that $700,000 price point, you'll start to see custom builds and newer construction in places, for instance, like Lake Robinson, with more space and upgraded finishes. Greer also has some higher end communities like Thornblade Golf Club and several communities around Lake Robinson where prices can climb well over $900,000 and then even into the $1 million range. Now, for families or retirees who want both convenience and options within a 15-minute drive, Greer is often a top choice. Now, if you've ever done any research at all on Greenville, you've definitely ran into Simpsonville, and for good reason. This is one of the most comprehensive suburbs in Greenville County, and whether you are in 29680, which is west of 385, or 29681, which is east of 385, this is going to be one of the most popular spots for families and retirees moving to the Upstate. The schools here are consistently some of the top rated in Greenville County. Think Bells Crossing, Rudolph Gordon, and Oakview Elementary. Add in great parks from downtown Simpsonville to larger spaces like Southside Park, plus tons of dining and shopping options and easy access to get on the interstate to take you to and from work or to and from downtown. As I previously stated, Simpsonville is probably the most comprehensive suburb that Greenville has to offer, with the exception of the east side of town. And just like Fountain Inn, Simpsonville is also benefiting from the Swamp Rabbit Trail expansion, which is planned to connect Fountain Inn directly into Heritage Park there in Simpsonville. That means more walkability, better recreation, and another lifestyle perk for residents in Simpsonville. Now, in terms of real estate in Simpsonville has a little bit of everything, as do most of the suburbs that you'll come to discover around Greenville. In that $400,000 to $600,000 range, this is where Simpsonville is going to shine. And you're going to find plenty of brick older homes or plenty of two-story newer homes in master planned communities with community pools, playgrounds, and possibly even parks. That $400,000 to $600,000 range is really going to be your sweet spot there in Simpsonville, and honestly, this area has more inventory at that price point than any other suburb around Greenville. Now, in the Simpsonville area, to get a custom home, you really need to push over the $900,000 price point, making it one of the more expensive suburbs to find a more custom plan in. But you can certainly find these type of homes in neighborhoods like Chestnut Pond, Ashton Springs, and Coachman Reserve. And finally, if you want to be in the middle of it all, downtown Greenville is hands down the place to be. Over the last 15 years, it's gone from a hidden gem to one of the most talked about downtowns in the Southeast, and obviously for good reason. Main Street is lined with restaurants, rooftop bars, boutique stores, and coffee shops that you can spend your Saturday or Sunday morning on, getting your zen on, catching up on your reading, and getting ready for your week. You've got the Peace Center for concerts and shows, the Greenville Drive Baseball Stadium, and of course, all the parks that Greenville is known for, like Falls Park and Unity Park. There are a number of festivals and events throughout the year, so there's always something to do right outside your front door. And the folks who move to downtown Greenville tend to be folks who want to be in the hustle and bustle of it all, or at least be able to walk out their front door and go and walk to many different things. These are folks who want a low maintenance lifestyle without sacrificing a lot of amenities. That's why you'll mostly see condos, townhomes, and infill single family homes here if they're not in existing neighborhoods like North Main, Overbrook, Augusta Road, Deneen, and more. On the real estate side, prices in downtown Greenville are going to start in the low 500s, and this is going to be for condos, for townhomes, and for small single-family properties. Now, in these established neighborhoods like Augusta Road, like North Main, price per square foot is going to be the highest of anywhere in Greenville County. Over the last 12 months, we've observed that prices in these areas have gone up quite a bit because Greenville has become so much more desirable in the past 5 years and even in the last year. Now, if you are someone who's looking at downtown Greenville, that convenience is going to come with a trade-off, and that trade-off is a higher price that you're going to pay. Now, if you want to pay less than $500,000, definitely look at our listing at 504 Anderson Street. I think it's one of the best deals on the market right now if you want to be in downtown Greenville and have a single family home. So there you have it, 6 suburbs around Greenville and downtown Greenville, just to show you how much range Greenville County has to offer from a livability perspective and from a real estate perspective. And if you are thinking about making a move to the Greenville area, please do me a favor, email me at my email below or shoot me a text at my cell phone number below. I would love to get you home here in Greenville. As always, my friends, my name is Will Sawyer, your friend in real estate, and until next time, stay safe. Well, this video is going to be a about Greenville County, the upstate of South Carolina. Great thing to do in Easley in the evening. I'm a local real estate expert here in the area. All time, we're right behind me is a really cool place called Freight Yard.